Well, the second biggest problem that we see with either rotational shot putters or discus throwers is that when they get to the middle of the circle, once again, they don't have their weight on top of their foot. They are either leaning back so that they're not stacked on top of their right ankle, on top of their right foot as a right-handed thrower, or they overdo it, and when they touch down in the middle, all of their weight is falling toward that toe board. So we have to make sure, just like we're balanced on that pivoting foot in the back of the circle, when we touch down in the middle, our weight, our hip, our knee, and our ankle have to be stacked up. We have to make sure that we can balance on that foot in the middle. We can't have the hip and our weight between our feet. We can't have the hip and the weight on the other side of the foot, or we're just going to stumble and fall and shift our weight and lose a lot of distance on our throws. Okay, so here's how I want you to think about this. I want you to think almost like you have a really wide stream or a really wide creek that you have to cross. You're on one side and your friends are on the other side. There's no way that you can jump over the creek. There's no way, it's way too deep. You can't just wade in it, you're gonna sink, okay? But across that creek are all these stones that are sticking out of the water. Now you can't step from one stone to the other because it's way too big of a step. You have to hop from one stone to the other. So where does your weight have to be? If you're gonna hop from one stone to the other, you can't hop like this and have your weight backwards. You're gonna fall into that water. And you can't hop like this and have all your weight the other way, or you're gonna fall into the water. When you are doing that, you have to land with your body on top of the foot. Here, you have to land almost down onto that foot. Your foot has to be underneath you when you touch down. You can't have your foot out in front of you, and you can't be way out in front of the foot. So you have to think almost that when you drive out of the back of that circle, you are going to be landing down on that power leg. As a right-handed thrower, my right leg. Okay, so we're going to show you a few drills that you can do if you are having trouble with this to make sure you're landing nice and balanced. One of my favorite drills is called the wall drill. You can use a wall indoors, you can use a cement wall or a brick wall outside. We're just going to use the garage door here where we keep all of our throwing stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive head first right into this wall. And I know that doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense right now, but imagine this is the middle of the circle. We want to have our power foot pointed one way. We want our head down the middle, our chest down the middle, and we want to make sure that we're balanced on that right foot. So all we're going to do is step back, and we're going to drive across, and we're going to land with our hands and our face and our chest right up close to that wall. It looks like this. So again, just barely touching with the fingers, across, boom, up on that right toe, balanced. When people first start doing it, they tend to turn and hit their shoulder, or sometimes they turn and put their butt into the wall. What we want to see is that they're going head first, chest first, right into that wall, landing up on that right toe. All right, now many of us have done half turns or 180s or wheel drills or mirror turns or whatever you call them where you live. Most of us have done this drill, which we're just starting in the middle of the circle, up on the right toe, shot up against the neck, discus in the hand, and all we're gonna do is pivot and then throw, or pivot and push, okay? But I like to kind of use a different version of it for those athletes that are having trouble touching down with their weight on top of their right foot. And that is, we'll get them set up in that mirror turn position, that 180 position. And from here, we make sure all their weight is balanced on that power foot. That way we know their hip is on top of the ankle, they're balanced, they can pick up the blocking foot. From there, what we'll do is we'll have them rock back, pick up the power foot, and then touchdown, mirror turn. So we'll do it again. We start here, all the weight on that power foot, we rock back, touch down, and turn. And again, it just gives them that idea that they have to be patient. They have to land with their hip and with their weight balanced on top of that power foot.